10 years from now, when you look at the cars on the road, the unstory continues.
What if I told you there are cars that jump into the air, spin like tanks, and even drive through water without missing a beat? China isn't just dreaming of the future, they're driving at full speed ahead with machines that seem to defy reality itself. While other countries hesitate, Chinese automakers are smashing records, building electric hypercars that beat legendary brands and unveiling SUVs that float through floods. The question isn't if China will lead automotive innovation, but how soon the world can catch up. Beyond speed, the new car revolution. When we think about cars, speed is often the first thing that comes to mind. But China's next generation of vehicles is proving that speed alone is no longer the defining factor. These machines blur the line between cars and robots, adding features that push the boundaries of what a vehicle can physically do. Imagine cars that can jump off the ground, cars that rotate in place like tanks, and others that can move sideways like they're glitching reality itself. This isn't science fiction or concept art. It's happening now. The revolution isn't just mechanical, it's also philosophical. Traditional performance metrics like horsepower and acceleration are being matched by innovative suspension systems, multi-motor drivetrains, and AI integration. Manufacturers are rethinking car design entirely, building machines engineered for agility, endurance, and adaptability in ways unseen in the Western auto industry. It's a divergence so pronounced that some describe this as more than evolution. It's a wholesale takeover of the electric vehicle narrative. These advances are especially remarkable because they're not limited to tiny startups. Major Chinese companies are leading the charge, equipped with some of the world's most sophisticated engineering teams and vast resources. They are leveraging lessons from decades of rapid industrial growth and technology development to create vehicles with a new set of priorities: versatility, intelligent control, and multi-environment functionality. Cars can now perform in ways that make old expectations seem quaint. Underlying this transformation is a mindset that welcomes bold experiments and isn't afraid to challenge established brands. While many Western manufacturers focus on incremental battery improvements, Chinese automakers are combining hardware innovation with software mastery, making cars that leap, float, and spin with confidence. This introduces a fresh narrative where cars become part of an interconnected smart ecosystem rather than isolated machines. Chinese firms have found these new ways of managing power and vehicle dynamics, and it changes how cars react both to what the driver wants, so you end up with vehicles that aren't only fast in a straight line, but are also able to pull off things that felt like impossible stunts. Another big factor is the comfort, or rather the willingness to wire in extreme mechanical features into everyday consumer cars instead of keeping them tucked away for concept prototypes. Vehicles like the ones from BYD show that those ideas are moving from the lab into the showroom. With raw electric output on one side and inventive suspension engineering on the other, these cars can hop dozens of centimeters into the air and dance to music, syncing with their wheels and shocks. It's this wild new kind of automotive entertainment and actual capability in one package. Even with all that outlandish innovation, they still play the old game in the sense that they compete on normal expectations. They accelerate insanely fast. They claim strong range, and they keep the comfort level people associate with luxury vehicles. That kind of balance is rare enough to suggest this isn't just a gimmick. It's shaping up to be the baseline framework for how cars will be designed and lived with worldwide. What's even more striking, though, is that this is only the first phase. As we'll see, companies like BYD and others have unlocked a fresh formula, blending AI, electrification, and bold engineering to craft cars that are rewriting the rulebook completely, pushing market leaders from the West into a scramble just to catch up. Behind this wave of innovation is BYD, the company that dared to challenge Tesla and is now rewriting automotive history. BYD's hypercar breakthrough. BYD's Yangwang U8 is more than a hypercar. It's a statement of technological dominance. This all-electric beast pushes 1,287 horsepower and rockets from 0 to 60 miles per hour in a blistering 2.36 seconds. A recent top speed run clocked the U8 at over 300 miles per hour, toppling records once held by Bugatti, a name long synonymous with automotive prestige. That a Chinese car now owns this title is a profound shift in the industry landscape. Yet, what makes the U8 truly groundbreaking isn't just its raw power or velocity, it's what happens when you press the jump button. Deep inside the car lives the D-X suspension system, the most extreme variant BYD has developed. Every wheel is backed by over 1 ton of lifting force, letting the car compress its suspension and then launch all 4 wheels off the ground simultaneously. Watching a hypercar literally hop into the air defies all traditional expectations of what a car can do. Videos of this went viral worldwide, captivating millions and demonstrating how a car can straddle the line between high-performance machine and performance artist. Another level of engineering brilliance comes into play when disaster strikes. Should a tire suddenly blow while driving at full speed, the D-X system redistributes power and control instantly to the 3 remaining wheels. The U8 maintains stability and control without missing a beat, showcasing a resilience and intelligence rivaling even the most advanced vehicle safety systems globally. This isn't just a car that drives, it's more like a car that performs, entertains, and protects with a certain finesse. And it feels like a real shift from vehicles as plain transportation to vehicles as, well, marvels of mechanical and digital engineering. BYD didn't stop with the U8 though, not even close. The same cutting-edge DNA shows up again in the Yangwang U8, this huge SUV with almost 1,200 horsepower, pushing into a newer direction entirely. It's a behemoth that tips the scales at more than 7,700 pounds, yet it can rotate a full 360 degrees on the spot. Or it can move sideways with all 4 wheels, doing crab walking together. And maybe the strangest part, the U8 can drive into water that's close to 5 feet deep, seal itself fully, and then float while moving ahead at around 2 miles per hour, powered only by its spinning wheels. In a flood, this thing turns into a boat, steering through water while doing tank-like turns and sideways crab walks. So BYD's innovation isn't really about tricks or surface flash, it's more about useful advancement, changing what vehicles can do and how drivers interact with them. Taken together, the U8 and U8 make it look like China's car scene isn't just catching up. It's overtaking the constraints the older global brands have been living with. With BYD's hypercars redefining power and performance, it's time to look at the wild capabilities of the Yangwang U8 SUV, which pushes the envelope for utility and versatility. The Yangwang U8's wild abilities. At first glance, the Yangwang U8 may look like a legitimately rugged SUV, but underneath its unassuming exterior lies a machine that defies physical norms. Its 4 independent electric motors unlock movement possibilities that no traditional SUV can imagine. For instance, the U8 can execute a tank turn, spinning 360 degrees on the spot without any forward or backward motion. This isn't limited to soft terrain, it works on all surfaces, making it an unparalleled off-road and urban maneuvering machine. This sideways movement is ideal for tight trail access or tricky parking spots where ordinary turning isn't an option. Imagine navigating dense city environments or rugged landscapes with a vehicle that can literally slide past obstacles others must fight around. Perhaps the most head-turning feature is how the U8 handles flood conditions. When water reaches critical depth, the engine cuts automatically. The suspension rises to its maximum height, and windows close tight, transforming the SUV into a sealed, buoyant craft. The sunroof even slides open as an emergency escape hatch. This 7,700-pound vehicle becomes a makeshift boat, floating in water for up to 30 minutes while moving at close to 2 miles per hour. While floating on floodwater, the U8 can still perform complex maneuvers, including full tank turns and crab walks. This agility on water puts it leagues ahead of any comparable vehicle, especially when you consider Tesla's Model X reportedly struggling even in simple car washes. The U8's amphibious nature reflects a vehicle designed to withstand not just terrain, but weather's worst. Its versatile suspension also adapts intuitively, rising or lowering on demand to suit conditions. The engineering behind this is revolutionary because it blends rugged utility with smart technology, allowing a single vehicle to switch between modes fluidly, making it equally at home on asphalt, off-road terrain, or flooded streets. The massive horsepower and electric torque combine seamlessly with advanced control systems, making the U8 feel surprisingly agile despite its bulk. The vehicle's complexity hides behind intuitive controls, giving drivers confidence in situations that would overwhelm regular SUVs. The Yangwang U8 is not just a massive, powerful SUV, it's a glimpse into a future where vehicles transition from simple machines to adaptive and multi-dimensional tools. As BYD proves its strength in hypercars and SUVs, the push toward advanced electric sedans and battery innovations heralds another leap in Chinese automotive leadership: advanced sedans and battery innovations. China's automotive revolution is moving beyond hypercars and SUVs, with electric sedans now combining extreme performance, intelligent control, and next-generation battery technology. BYD's flagship Yangwang U8 leads the charge with an astonishing 1,287 horsepower. Its D-SUS Z suspension constantly reads the road and adjusts in real time to keep the car stable. Powering BYD's wider lineup is the Blade Battery 2.0. It can reportedly charge from 10 to 70% in about 5 minutes and approach a full charge in under 10. This technology is designed for everything from affordable models to high-performance vehicles like the U7 and U9. With millions of vehicles sold each year, BYD has become one of the world's largest electrified vehicle manufacturers, although many of its models remain unavailable in the United States because of tariffs and trade restrictions. IM Motors is also kind of reshaping the electric sedan scene through the IM-L6. With 787 horsepower on tap, it blasts from 0 to 60 in only 2.74 seconds. The new chassis solution lets the car crab walk sideways, yaw in a tight radius, and even park itself with no one inside. It claims up to 621 miles of range and can supposedly tack on about 250 miles in 12 minutes. Even with all those futuristic tricks, the L6 still starts near $30,000, while the Lightyear spec is around $48,000. So, between BYD and IM Motors, it looks like China's electric sedans aren't just stand-ins for gasoline cars anymore. And as these upgrades spread to more drivers worldwide, global automakers may have to rethink what a modern sedan is expected to deliver. As battery technology races forward, so does infrastructure innovation. None more striking than the approach taken by NIO, whose battery swapping stations redefine what electric vehicle ownership looks like. NIO's Intelligent Ride Experience. While most automakers focus on faster charging, NIO took a different approach, eliminating charging waits altogether. Its battery swap stations replace a depleted battery with a fully charged one in just 144 seconds, allowing drivers to stay in their seats. With more than 2,400 swap stations across China. NIO is making electric vehicles as quick to refuel as traditional gasoline cars. Each station stores multiple batteries and uses LiDAR, artificial intelligence, and advanced computing to automate the entire process. By removing one of the biggest inconveniences of EV ownership, NIO is helping accelerate the transition to electric transportation. That same focus on innovation appears in NIO's flagship sedan, the ET9. Producing 697 horsepower and accelerating from 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds, the ET9 combines performance with cutting-edge comfort. Its Skyride suspension system constantly monitors road conditions and adjusts each wheel independently in less than a millisecond, creating an exceptionally smooth ride. The technology is so advanced that the car can respond to movement in real time. Demonstrations have shown the suspension balancing objects on the vehicle and adjusting with remarkable precision. More importantly, Skyride enhances safety. Inside, the ET9 feels more like a luxury lounge than a traditional car. Rear seats recline deeply and include heating, massage functions, and integrated airbags. Privacy glass can switch from transparent to opaque instantly, while a premium 35-speaker audio system creates an immersive cabin experience. Powering everything is NIO's custom AI chip, designed to handle autonomous driving, suspension control, and intelligent cabin features simultaneously. By combining advanced hardware, artificial intelligence, and luxury design, NIO is redefining what a modern vehicle can be. Rather than simply transporting people, the company is transforming cars into intelligent, responsive spaces that adapt to their passengers in real time. The journey from next-gen sedans to new mobility models continues with brands pushing even further, turning cars into flying vehicles and robo-taxis. But this leap toward the future also comes with stunning design innovations and the luxury market challenging conventions in ways that others can't ignore. Flying cars and autonomous future. China's automotive industry is no longer focused only on roads. It's reaching into the skies. XPeng's Aero HT, often called the land aircraft carrier, combines a road vehicle with a deployable flying craft. What looks like a futuristic electric van can unfold its rotors and take off, allowing drivers to transition between ground and air travel without needing a runway or airport. Mass production is expected in 2026, with thousands of units planned annually and thousands of pre-orders already secured. The Aero HT represents a major step toward making flying cars a practical transportation option rather than a distant dream. XPeng is also pushing ahead with autonomous driving, especially as its upcoming robo-taxis start rolling in. These fully self-driving cars are set up to run with no human hands on the wheel, relying on strong AI systems to weave through real street traffic. The company seems to be aiming for a connected way of doing things, where flying vehicles, taxis, and even humanoid robots trade know-how through one big unified network. At the same time, HiFi is kind of reshaping what automotive design should feel like. Its vehicles come with touch-free doors that swing open automatically when the driver gets close. Some versions even lean into dramatic coach style and gull-wing door layouts, giving you a sci-fi vibe before you fully step in. The HiFi Z keeps that momentum with a robotic OLED screen that shifts according to voice commands, and it can reposition itself for safety too. Pair that with supercar-like acceleration, and it feels like high-end tech plus high performance in one package. On the very luxury side of the market, Hongqi is making a bold play. The EHS9 electric SUV brings more than 500 horsepower, and the cabin is loaded with displays plus augmented reality navigation. It was designed by former Rolls-Royce design chief Giles Taylor, so it's pitching flagship luxury at a price that stays well below many Western rivals. Hongqi also builds China's presidential limousine, the heavily armored N701, which is reported to be used by Xi Jinping. It has advanced security systems and extremely limited production, so it basically works as a symbol of China wanting to lead not just in electric cars, but in what transportation becomes next. And as flying cars, autonomous taxis, and new generation luxury vehicles turn from concept to reality, the real question stops being whether China can compete and becomes whether the rest of the world can actually keep up. China's next generation of vehicles is reshaping mobility through extreme speed, flying cars, autonomous driving, and intelligent systems. These breakthroughs reveal a connected vision powered by artificial intelligence, advanced engineering, and massive manufacturing scale. As the boundaries between cars, robots, and aircraft continue to disappear, the future of transportation is being rewritten before our eyes. Like this video, subscribe for more insights into tomorrow's technology, and keep exploring by watching the next video now appearing on your screen.